This video was recorded in front of a live virtual audience.
Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to my channel. It is Paris Fashion Week, isn't it, darling? And we're just so in awe of the things that they're showing us. Now, listen, this is the thing. We're gonna review the Christian Dior fashion show for women, spring summer 2022. I've been saying this before, and I'm gonna repeat it now. You know, as the lockdown hit, fashion houses had to reinvent themselves. No more, no more runway catwalks. They had to do short films. They had to reinvent the way that they dealt with presentation of pieces, how many pieces they would showcase. Things were shifting in an experimental direction, and everybody was like, "Ah." And now people have just enough strength and just enough jabs in them to sit again and go back to the old routines of fashion houses just churning out the same old, same old. Well, Dior really surprised us last year. Remember when we watched the Tarot Haute Couture show? I know this is Pret-a-Porter, not Haute Couture, but it doesn't matter. What did Maria Grazia Chiuri do this time? Now, before we get to what Maria Grazia Chiuri did this time, subscribe to my channel here on the tubes and let me know what y'all's thoughts are on her shenanigans at Dior in the comment section down below. You can push the join button next to the subscription button and become a member today. Again, access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob, all spelled together on Patreon. Join me there for extra perks as well. Thank you to all my members and patrons who have already pledged. Other than that, they have their fashion week. We have Halloween. October is the month of Halloween. Get your Super Dacob Halloween merch, the Fashion Bunker Halloween merch, which is an incredible little plethora of death within life and vice versa. Just saying. We have different designs for you, only available until the 31st of October, a limited edition, FOMO cult. You can go to your Hermes store of choice and show them that you're a part of the FOMO cult. They might just give you a Birkin or a Kelly. And otherwise you can get the Never Give Up on Love dead chest with a beating heart inside. Very zombie chic. All right, you guys. Oh, there's a lot to say about this show. Let's watch it first. Thank you to all my co-chatters who are live with me and co-reviewers who are with me in the chat, who will be reviewing with me the show. You can also partake in all my live streams. I live stream every Saturday on my main channel. You're all invited to partake. So to all my co-chatters, thank you so much for being here. Let's get to the fashion show. The fashion show video is taken from the Dior YouTube channel, which means it falls under fair use. I have changed the music. I've taken away their music, which is copywritten, and I've added copyright-free music. Let's go. Spring Summer 2022, Women, Dior, Pret-a-Porter. All right. Yeah, you might think, oh, it's a casino or something. Well, there's a whole text to tell us what happened. Maria Grazia Chiuri. Giving us a bit of everything and a bit of nothing. The dream world of the Dior Spring Summer 2022 women's ready-to-wear collection is nourished by curiosity, desire, and research. I'm reading from the Dior website, okay? This is what they state about their own collection. It is structured around a network of associations as Maria Grazia Chiuri explores Marc Bohan's long tenure as creative director of Dior. More precisely, she highlights the Slim Look collection presented in '61 and described by the fashion press as follows. It completely changes fashion, just as the New Look did in 1947. Maria Grazia Chiuri thus revisits the early 60s, etching out the contours of change and formulating a new lexicon for a world still reeling from the lockdown. Silhouettes also reveal cuts and graphic effects transposed in yellow, green, red, navy, orange, and raspberry, giving Bohan's aesthetic a color block spin. How many times did we hear color block in the last 10 years, girl? I can't. These colors also symbolize the spatial geometries at the heart of games dreamt up by artist Anna Paparatti, and there she goes with another Italian, to question the rules of art and life, inspired by her singular style. Maria Grazia Chiuri, singular style? I'll be the judge of that. Maria Grazia Chiuri approached her to conceive the show's scenography in an absurdist spirit, reflecting the universe of her various works. Anna Paparatti drew inspiration from various creations themed around games, such as her work Il Gioco del Nonsense. Jackets reinvented with a boxy cut, refined coats, skirts, bermudas, shorts, and dresses are combined in multiple ways. A selection of designs produced in 3D embroidery are enhanced by a textured visual effect. Materials such as scuba and nylon reinterpret volumes, revolutionizing the look of the woman who wears them. Girl, okay, can you praise yourself anymore? Silhouettes conceived to shine on the dance floor evoke the legendary Roman nightclub, the Piper Club, a sprawling, colorful venue, and an emblem of freedom, a laboratory that experimented with the arts and fashion without prejudice, offering a unique sense of creativity like Le Palace in Paris, a place where artists mingled with philosophers, muses and actors, among others, in a completely new and unexpected setting. Just like this collection, embodied by Anna Paparatti's Il Gioco del Nonsense, the game of nonsense. Nonsense, as the American poet and literary critic Susan Stewart writes, is perfect, pure, and untouched surface of meaning whose every gesture is reflexive. From nonsense, aspects of intertextuality in folklore and literature by Johns Hopkins University Press, 1979. Playful, pop, and trancing, the scenography of the Dior Spring-Summer 2022 ready-to-wear show pays tribute to the oeuvre of Anna Paparatti, an emblematic figure of the 60s Italian art scene, an initiatory journey at the heart of a spatial and experimental geometry. It celebrates the game as a place for reflection, questioning the very rules of art and life. Maria Grazia Chiuri chose the group Il Quadro di Troisi, composed by Donato Dozzi and Eva Geist, to style the sound for the Dior Summer 2022 fashion show, a musical interlude with multiple influences. We can't play that music here. A journey to the 60s, from the captivating atmosphere of the Piper Club, the vibrant heart of Rome's artistic scene at the time, to bold silhouettes by Marc Bohan. The Dior Spring-Summer 2022 women's ready-to-wear collection designed by Maria Grazia Chiuri exalts a new, ever-freer vision of fashion. So, mind you guys, I wanted to read you this presentation that Dior writes about themselves, about their show. And I want you to honestly tell me in the chats and also later on in the comment section down below, because you know how it is. People who are into fashion, they never read these texts. We read these texts. We want to get to the bottom of all of this. So people watch this collection, they might like it or not like it. I want to know reasons behind it. Now, I want to know from you guys the amount of description that went into describing these pieces, the amount of self-praise and mannerism. Literally, whoever wrote this text listed intellectuals, artists, philosophers, musicians, important people of the intelligentsia of the time, the best music clubs of the moment, 60s reinvented to the brand new vibes of 2022. They're talking about this as if it were a cultural and fashion revolution that has been unprecedented, that we have never seen to this point in space and time as human beings know it. Do we see that here? Do we see that in these clothes, Maria Grazia Chiuri? Because, you know, as David Lynch says, his movies speak to the audience. He doesn't speak about his movies. Because if the movie doesn't speak to you, well, then you got a problem. If a fashion house needs to write such a text with such manneristic self-praise, explanatory self-praise about what they're doing, don't you think that it's a little bit maybe overdone? Because what the actual substance in the garments has to show us is lacking. Could it be that the garments are lacking, that the substance is not there, and hence we're trying to compensate the lack of substance by writing fancy texts? The clothes should speak for themselves, shouldn't they? Shouldn't the clothes, yes, the setting and the environment also helps or can be an advantage or a disadvantage. Not so sure if the setting is an advantage in this case, but the clothes should speak for themselves. They should deliver a message. They should move us. They should give us a vibe. They should give us a moment of reflection, thought, desire to maybe own these pieces, desire to wear them. The clothes, if a fashion collection nails the times that it is made in, then you best believe that the masses are going to want to wear the clothes because they're going to feel that the clothes represent who they are. They're going to feel like the clothes represent what they have to say, but maybe cannot put it into words. But the clothes help you express what you have inside. That's what good fashion does. Good fashion is there to underline a moment in time that you're feeling. Fashion is there, if it's good fashion, to underline what you feel, who you are. That's why you wear it. Now, brand marketing plays a huge role in defining how you feel about what you really want to wear. But in this case, has the brand marketing worked? Did it backfire? Is it making us feel like these clothes represent how we feel? Do we feel like we are understood by this brand when they show us these clothes? Do we, and I'm being super philosophical here and anal about this. Why? Because they are being just the same with their text, explaining and praising themselves like nobody has ever done this before. This is revolutionary. I'm like, okay, well then let's talk revolutionary. Do these clothes mark and define the times we live in? Do we desire them more than anything else? Do we feel like, oh my gosh, yes, this is exactly the collection that I needed. These clothes describe who I is deep down inside, and they also showcase in the surface who I want to be. Furthermore, do these clothes inspire us? Do these clothes make us feel like by wearing them, we are elevated in some way, shape, or form? Does this choreography of the spinning wheel of the game of nonsense, as the artist describes, does that enhance even more our reaction, our visceral reaction to this collection? The fact that they like mannequins just like move around in this circle without end, like, is this a gesture that makes us feel like, oh, well, we're in on it. We understand what the game is. Yeah, we get it. This is philosophically genius, brilliant. To me, this looks very superficial. It doesn't inspire me, it doesn't move me in a way of saying, oh, I'm complicit, I'm a participant in this game of nonsense, I'm in on the joke. Honestly, I don't feel that. Honestly, I feel like, are they for real? What I feel, they don't even go that far to make me feel like, wait a minute, are they trying to make fun of us? Are they trying to make fools out of us? No, I think there's maybe even an innocent background to the intentions behind this collection, but the effect of it, the result, is very naive and not in a good way. It's like you have a huge budget. Maria Grazia Chiuri had a huge budget, but she can't deliver on when it goes to these higher intellectual levels. I feel like it remains very, very so superficial, so uninspiring, so basic can be very good, huh? But in this case, this is a basic in terms of when we talk about basic as opposed to sophisticated intellectual talk that they try to deliver in the text that I just read to you, as opposed to that text. This is basic. That text has more oomph than the actual collection. That's a problem. When that happens, you gotta ask yourself, maybe we should have rethought the collection. And then you go back into the archives and you use another Dior designer from the 60s and you got inspired by that and you're bringing it to 2022. What? You're making it fresher? You're thinking you're making it look fresher by taking stuff from the archive? How is that fresh? I know fashion keeps repeating itself, but how is that fresh? How? And we have the turning wheel, we have the nonsensical thing. Every garment that comes out, it's like, okay, what is this? Fine, now we have a look, at least it's a simple black piece. There's not much to it, you know. You can't go wrong with a simple black piece, but... And they talk about the savoir-faire and the 3D knit, how complex it was to make these pieces, how special it is to wear these pieces, how connected they are to the times we live in, how sophisticatedly aware these pieces are of heritage and history of the brand, and of art history, and of club culture history, but only in Italy. Pop art, again in Italy. This is a French brand, Maria Grazia Chiuri. I know you're Italian, and I know you've left your mark at Valentino, Italian brand, but you are no longer in Italy. You are in France, and you're dealing with a French brand. And as much as you love Italian heritage, and I do, I love Italian art, I love Italian pop culture, music, history, literature, I do. As much as I love all that, this is Christian Dior. This is not Italy. So, how do we deliver? So the only thing that you connect to France is basically the other Dior designer who was designing for Dior in the 60s. That's your connection to France and the fact that you're working for a French brand. But the artists that you're using inspiration from, the club scene that you're using inspiration from, the music that you're utilizing for your show, they all come from Italy. Oh, and you're Italian too. So what are we doing here, Maria Grazia Chiuri? How is this Dior 2022? How is this connecting to the needs and the emotions that we're feeling as potential customers of yours in 2022? And how do you feel that this collection takes us forward, moves the whole discourse and conversation of Christian Dior as a brand forward? How does this feel like an evolution? Actually, no, you use the word revolution in your text, even more than evolution. You're talking about a revolution here. How does this revolutionize Dior in 2022? Can you please enlighten me, you guys in the chats? Because maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed a moment or two. Yes, KDF, Gianfranco Ferré was amazing. He understood how to tackle a French haute couture brand. Gianfranco Ferré was Italian, may he rest in peace. He knew how to do Dior, and he did a great job at Dior in the 80s. So, but back to us here. How did I miss something here? Where is the revolution in this? And they just keep going and going. Maybe that's the revolution. It's never ending. It's a loop. Yeah, I just want to know. You know, you could call me. You could call me a party pooper. You know, you could be like, oh gosh, Dacob. You know, I'm not negative. Listen, when there's something good to say, I say it. You know, I loved the Maria Grazia Chiuri Tarot collection, haute couture collection for Dior, and I praised it. I loved it. Okay, so it's not like, you know, in this case, I'm really like, I am without words. I don't know what. There she goes. All right, Maria, girl. Okay, she's thanking the musicians. Very happy. And all right. All right, so what y'all's got to say? Okay, so in the chats, I said, Dacob always asks the hard questions, says Leslie. Jack says, my original sentiment remains true. Not a drop of true Christian Dior in this collection, and honestly, a slap to the face to whatever legacy remains. Tom says, this looks like the output of a 1960s home economics class of 12-year-old students just learning to sew. Ouch. Kuroyoru says, these were so boring. Wow. KDF says, none of the flesh tones match, even with the white girls. Kimberly says, geez, this is awful. Sobe says, I don't know about this collection. It doesn't inspire me, says Sobe. Kimberly says, stop it, Dacob, you're killing us, with a smiley. Bim Black says, Jean Galliano Dior versus this. 10 Seconds of My Life says, what show is this? Off-White. Which brings me to the next point of our video. I have hinted at this on my Instagram. By the way, follow me on my Instagram social media, superdacob all spelled together. This is what I showcased a couple of days ago. Let me cue the images in. Speaking of Off-White, this is the only reaction, the visceral reaction I had when I first saw the pictures. I wrote all of these texts here, right? So this to me, I'm like, oh, so Christian Dior does Vivienne Westwood. Let me show you the next one. Then the next piece, I'm like, oh, Christian Dior does Pierre Cardin. Oh, let me show you the next one. By the way, that green is a classic Pierre Cardin green. He's famous. It's his signature color. Also the cut of that dress. And then this one, you know, the denim, it could be Calvin Klein, but also Off-White. So I said, Christian Dior for Calvin Klein for Off-White. Oh, how revolutionary, how groundbreaking. Well, as if that weren't enough, I moved on. Like, oh, Christian Dior for Courrèges. Okay, if that wasn't enough, we moved on. Christian Dior for Everlast. Why not? An ill-fitted piece of trousers, always fabulous. Not. I don't know if there's one more. Yeah, Dior for Moschino / could be Dolce Gabbana / could be a little bit of Off-White. What a mess. Moving on. That's it. And this was, after that, I got bored. There are way more references to way more fashion brands and fashion houses than this, but this was like 6 of them. And after that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is just dreadful. What is this? What is this? Honestly, what is this? Tom says, oh God, these match my notes almost exactly. Well, there you go, Tom. KDF says, brilliant, huh? I feel like Vivienne has actually made a jacket almost exactly like that too. Yes, Jack, that's why I showed this picture. Vivienne made that exact jacket this last summer, not even that long ago. This jacket was available this summer for purchase, and this jacket is available again for this winter in a different colorway. Just saying. Don't do it, Maria Grazia Curie. Don't do it no more. You got to step it up, girl. I have the feeling she lives in her, you know, little intelligentsia bubble, reading the artistic books, and oh, the color. Oh yes, this artist inspired. Girl, it's nice that you feel inspired. It's nice that you're taking all of this in, but what you're taking in, as Vivienne Westwood always says, you always get out what you put in. I have the feeling, Maria Grazia Curie, that you keep taking out, but you're not really putting anything in. And that's the problem. I don't see inspiration there. I don't see a muse moment there. You feel like, you know, this lady who's into, oh, lovely, lovely objects, lovely book. I'm a feminist. I love it. I battle. I fight. Yeah, okay, I get it. But what you deliver, what you bring to the table ain't it. It ain't. Maybe in your intentions, you have a lot of good intentions. And by the text that I just read, it seems like you had a lot of great intentions. But ultimately, you did not manage to translate those intentions into actual functional, fitting, revolutionary, as you wanted it to be, revolutionary collection pieces. You didn't. It just flopped. Tragically. Tragically. Just saying. Bim Black says exactly the base. She basically brought back classic Pierre Cardin looks. Yeah, and Courrèges. Gary says Christian Dior for Jacques Mousse. Oh, girl, don't even get me started on that other Oompa Loompa. Jack says maybe the Tarot collection worked because she already had a concept to work off. Left alone, Maria has nothing of substance. Could be. I'm starting to think that too. Michael Wilson says, I'm a huge Dior fan, but sad, just tragic. Even the bags are bad. Kuroyoru says, probably they got unfinished projects from these brands. Ooh, Chada, the shade, ever so subtle, Kuro. I love it. It looks like the jacket I got, says I'm Louis. Yes, Louis, I was referencing your jacket when I was talking about the jacket that Vivienne Westwood made this summer. That's the jacket that you got, Louis. Shop Queen, thank you so much for the super chat. Shop Queen says, Christian Dior was known for his attention to the female silhouette. He's rolling over in his grave right now. Tom Weisser says, I can so see the green Hold on, you guys. I can so see the green look being an exact copy of 60s Cardin lookbook. Oh, totally, totally, totally. So, Tom Weissa says, let me go down. Tom Weissa says, Maria Grazia Curie dresses herself far better than anything she sends down the runway. And with that, I want to end it. I think this explains very well what it's all about. There is an ego here. As lovely and nice as she is, as she probably is, huh? And whatever. She can't detach from herself. And to be a true genius, I mean, who can say what is genius, what is not? The word genius is being thrown around too much anyway, I know. But, humble opinion, a true genius needs to be more detached from themselves. Consciously. And you might say, well, a genius needs to also be egocentric. Yes, they have to. But they are also consciously aware of the fact that they gotta detach themselves from their own ego to deliver the goods from time to time. And if you're not even aware of that, and you're a victim of your own self, that's what the type of collection you kind of deliver then. Just saying, keep that in mind. Thank you so much for watching. Thumb up this video, subscribe to my channel if you liked it. And until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Love you all, see you soon, take care, bye.